Hello guys, I want to go over your TriDAC audition requirements and I want to also look at the calendar real quick because those auditions are going to happen on March the 7th based on the information that I have. And today I'm making this video, it's already the 12th, so that's only giving you just over 3 weeks to get all of the work done for your portfolio. And I'm going to go over the requirements for that. But first I want to tell you that you want to go ahead and start thinking about getting these pieces ready. You don't want to push it all to the last minute. So come up with a schedule for yourself so that you can get the work done without getting in a big rush right at the end, right before your auditions. Okay, so the portfolio requirements we'll go over because they're listed here in this paper, and there's a lot of language in this paper that I will go over and explain some of this stuff to you so you have a better understanding of exactly what their expectations are as far as I know them, as far as what I know them to be. So first let's just go over this. What we're looking for a student during the audition, and these 4 things, this is why I nominated you. We're looking for one who physically and verbally expresses their passion for the visual arts, a person who shows a strong desire to work independently and diligently on skills, techniques, and processes, one who displays willingness to accept constructive criticism or positive feedback to help improve their skills, and a person who demonstrates, or one who demonstrates strong observational skills and eye-hand coordination. This is why you were nominated by me to audition for TriDAC. And this is what you need to create. Your portfolio, of course, is your collection of artwork. There are 4 artworks that you're going to need, and so let's go over each of these assignments, because each student must prepare a portfolio that includes the following assignments. Draw a still life from observation that includes 3 objects that represent your personality or self. Let me show you some examples of a still life, and then talk to you about this requirement. Let me show you those pictures. Okay, so a still life is a work of art depicting mostly inanimate subject matter, like not alive, typically commonplace objects which may either be natural, food, flowers, dead animals, plants, rocks, or shells, or man-made, so drinking glasses, books, vases, jewelry, coins, pipes, and so on. And this is just a definition of what a still life is. And here you can see some examples of some still lifes. You are to create a still life, so you're going to want to set up a still life and draw it from observation. That means you're going to look at it and draw what you see. The 3 objects that you're going to include are going to represent you or your personality or yourself. So think about things that represent you and that you're interested in when you set up your still life, and then you will look at your still life and you will draw it. You can use color, or you can do it in just black and white, but when it says drawing, what they're thinking of is a dry media. So you can use pencils, color pencils, even oil pastels or chalk pastels, marker, all of that could be considered a drawing. And so that's a still life. Okay, so that should give you some ideas for that first requirement, the still life from observation. That means you're looking at what you're drawing. The second one, using mixed media, and I'm going to show you what mixed media is, but that means you're using more than one art material, like collage and painting, or drawing and painting is a little bit, technically I guess it would be mixed media, but usually this is referring to more distinct media like printmaking and painting. Drawing and painting are very similar. I would think of doing collage and drawing, or collage and painting, or printmaking, which is like stamping, printmaking and painting, or printmaking and collage, and I'll show you examples of that. So you'll use this mixed media technique to create an artwork of a landscape or a cityscape, and I'll show you some examples of landscapes and cityscapes when I talk to you about mixed media. So let me show you some images for that second requirement. Okay, so you will be required to create a mixed media. Media is what you make an artwork with, and you have to use a mixed media, 2 different media, 2 or more distinct medias to create your artwork. Here's an example of some landscapes Landscape or cityscape is the subject matter, and that's a picture of a place, either an outdoor place, like in the country, a landscape, or a cityscape, in the city, an urban picture of an outdoor place. So you can choose either one of those. Here's a famous example of a cityscape by the artist Romare Bearden, who used a combination of collage and drawing and painting. So this is a mixed media cityscape. This one happens to be called The Block, and it's a very famous example. If you wanted to look online, you can search for it and see more detailed pictures of it. Here are some examples of mixed media artworks, give you some ideas. Here's another mixed media artwork. This is of an outdoor scene, and you can see the use of collage and painting. So mixed media, two media to create a landscape or a cityscape. Up to you. Okay, so that's your second component, is the mixed media piece. So we know about the still life, the mixed media. Number 3, create a creative self-portrait using any media. All right, so this will be my final cutoff, and then I'll just go through this paper with you. So let me show you these self-portraits and talk to you about those a bit. Okay, so you know that a self-portrait is a picture of the artist. So you are going to do a picture of yourself. It does say that it needs to be a creative self-portrait, so it's more than just a straightforward drawing of yourself. You want to think of a way to create a picture that has a creative element. Here's an example of a mixed media self-portrait. Here's a self-portrait by the artist Egon Schiele. You can see how these are interesting self-portraits, not just straight drawings. There's a creative take on these. Here's one by Pablo Picasso. Here's a Frida Kahlo, a self-portrait that she did. She did lots of self-portraits. And here's Van Gogh, and here's Rembrandt. As you're thinking about creating your self-portrait, you can look at these self-portraits by other artists for inspiration and think of a way that you'll create a self-portrait that represents you. And you can use any media you like, so mixed media, painting, collage, sculpture, any kind of, or photography even, any kind of media, art making material that you like to make this portrait is free game. Okay, so that covers the third component, the self-portrait in any media. Number 4, this is a your choice artwork, so this is a free artwork. A work of art that has been created exclusively for the audition. That means it has to be an artwork that you created for the TriDAC audition, so you have to create it like now. It can't be created before. And all of these requirements are so specific that really all 4 of these are going to be artworks that you create specifically for this audition, which is why that time frame, why I showed you the calendar right at the beginning, is so important, because you only have 3 weeks to get these 4 artworks done. And with all that you have to do for school, I know you guys are busy, so that really doesn't give you a lot of time to create 4 complete artworks. So you really need to get on top of your time management to make sure you get them all done. All right, so you can create it. You have to create it just for this audition. It can be a work any art form using any media: drawing, painting, printmaking, ceramics, sculpture, photography, digital art. So you could use your computer to make an artwork, video, etc. This piece should showcase the student's strengths and technique and use of media. I would choose, your favorite media? What do you like to create artwork with? Creating all of these should be something that's fun for you, because I know that you enjoy art. That comes, here we know that you enjoy art. So think of a media that you really enjoy creating artwork with to create an artwork, any artwork of your choice. All right. So those are the 4 artworks that you have to create. The artwork is to be done on your own and not as a class assignment. So you can't use any artwork that you created in art class as part of an assignment. Students may request advice and help from their art teacher for preparing audition materials. However, no direct assistance, such as dictations of decisions or hands-on help by parents, teachers, or friends will be permitted. So here I'm just giving you advice and some guidance and just general information. I'm not giving you any hands-on help or making any decisions for you, just advice. The process of preparing a portfolio, interviewing, and participating in the workshop for TriDAC should be a valuable and positive learning experience for all participants, and I surely hope that it will be for you. Okay, so the artwork should be presented in a manner that is appropriate for display, neatly mounted on construction or poster paper, and labeled in the bottom right corner of the mount with the assignment number. So what I would do, and I'll just show you this on the back, is so you've created your self-portrait. Okay, you have your finished self-portrait here on your paper, on a white piece of paper, not a lined notebook paper. It'll specify that later. Then you want to take a larger paper, generally a black or a white or gray in neutral color, as a frame, and you want to do it neatly attach it to that backing paper. Any kind of stiffer paper is good, just to have it mounted on another piece of paper. And then on that paper, you want to have a label that indicates, I guess that's not the first one though, the self-portrait would be creative self-portrait, okay? So if this one was my self-portrait, I would label it with number 3. So they would know which of the assignments this artwork is fulfilling, all right? So there, it's mounted and it's ready for display. Okay, with the assignment number. No work on notebook paper, I mentioned that. So white paper. If you need paper, I can provide you with some paper, guys. The artwork must be the original work of the students, free of any copyrighted characters. Don't include any comments or manga or any characters that were created by other artists. Each student should prepare a portfolio folder made of poster paper stapled or taped on 3 sides, and write the following information on the portfolio cover before you arrive for the audition. This would be something similar to our team folders we use in art class, but if you take just a large poster paper, you know, you can buy those poster papers at even the grocery store sometimes, then you fold it in half. So you take that large poster paper and fold it in half. Then you have it like this, and you want to tape or staple. It says 3 sides, but if it's folded in half, you could just do 2 sides, or you could take 2 of these papers, put them together. That would give you an extra large one, and then you could staple it on 3 sides. Okay, depends on how large your artwork is. Either way, you're going to have it open so you can put your artwork in, and you're going to label it with information. So on the outside of this portfolio, you're going to have some specific information. These 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these 5 things: your name, your address, the school. That's Red Bank Elementary. Your grade. That's 5th grade. You're rising to 6th grade, and then your home or cell number. So make sure you have this contact information on the outside of your portfolio. Students should bring their portfolio containing all 4 assignments to the audition. So of course you'll take that with you. That's how they're going to see your work. Now, this talks about the actual audition. So when you go there on, March 7th for your audition, this is what will be happening. There are 3 components to the visual art audition, all of which each student must complete to be considered for selection, and it'll last for approximately 2 hours. Make sure that you eat before you go, get enough sleep so that you'll be prepared to do well and enjoy this audition. I think this will be the most fun part for you. Creating the artwork will be fun, but this is going to be novel or a new experience, which will make it especially fun. So first component, the workshop. This is where you're going to actually make some artwork at the audition. You'll do a creativity test, which I don't know what this is, but when you come back, let me know. And the second thing is a 5-minute contour drawing of an object. This is where you follow an object and draw a line. We've done that, but it's been a few years since we've done that. So what I would do is Google contour drawing or contour line drawing, and you can find not only examples of this, but also you can find videos. I've seen lots of videos online of demonstrations of contour line drawing to refresh you on what that is. Then you're going to do a 30-minute still life drawing. And you know what a still life drawing is because you've just done one for your portfolio as one of the requirements. So contour line drawing is something that you're going to want to review so that you'll know what that is. Here, if you don't have time to go online, I'll do a quick example. Contour line drawing. I have this clothespin. I'm going to look at the clothespin and draw a line as my eye travels around the clothespin, actually I hit my thumb there too, so I hit a bit of thumb. I follow with my pencil on my paper as my eye travels the clothespin. So my pencil goes the speed of my eye, slowly traveling around. It gives you an opportunity to really study an object. There is a kind of contour line drawing called blind contour drawing, and that's where you draw the object even without looking at it. And I'm doing a combination here of contour line and blind. I'm glancing back at my drawing, but mainly just looking at the object, and it really gives an artist an opportunity just to study an object. And there are these little things here. So a contour line drawing, a drawing that follows the contour or line of an object. So there was just a quick example. You can see more online, but just a quick little demo there. All right, so that's going to be making some artwork at the audition, the workshop. Now you have a second component. This is where you'll look over, or the assessors or the people there will be looking at your portfolio, reviewing your portfolio. That's your collection of artwork. Students' portfolios containing the 4 assigned artworks will be screened by highly qualified art teachers. So they'll be looking at the work that you created. And then the interview. This is the third component. Be prepared to discuss design and composition used in your portfolio. This would be your choice. How did you use the principles, the elements and principles of design? How did you use line, color? Let me show you this just as a quick. These are the elements of art. How did you use the elements of art in your artwork? Line, shape, color, value, form, texture, and space. How did you use these to create your artwork? And the principles of design. How did you create balance or contrast, emphasis, movement, pattern, rhythm, unity? If you need to review these definitions, let me know, and I can make a copy of this. Actually gives a great little definition and some visual examples of these that you can look at. And of course, you could look these up online too, because you want to be prepared in this audition to talk about your work, which I think is probably going to be one of the most challenging components, followed by the getting all the work done, the time management, and then this individual interview talking about your work. I think those are going to be the 2 hardest parts of this process, but also will be some of the most rewarding. So composition, how everything is arranged in your artwork. Be ready to talk about yourself as a student and developing artist. Be ready to talk about an artist that inspires you and why that you find them inspirational. This doesn't have to be just an artist that we've studied in art class, like a super famous Van Gogh or Matisse or Leonardo da Vinci. This can be an artist that creates artwork that you enjoy outside of school. This is where, maybe there's a comic book artist or manga artist or an artist that inspires you outside of school, or it could be an artist that we've studied in school. It's just an artist that inspires you, an artist that you like. Be prepared to present artwork number 4, your choice work of art, and discuss it using appropriate art terms. And those appropriate art terms would be these elements and principles of design. Okay, these are what make up an artwork. The elements of art. Okay, it's sort of like if you think of art as cooking, these are the ingredients. This is what makes up an artwork. These are the ingredients, and this is the recipe. This is how you use the ingredients to make the artwork. Okay, so you use line to create emphasis. So if I have an artwork, I could create emphasis with line. Okay, these lines are really emphasizing that smiley face. All right, so and this is the part where I think some practice with your parents could be good, or if you want to come in and talk to me about your artwork and practice using those appropriate art terms, and also just practice talking about your work, because that's something we don't get a lot of opportunity to do in art class. So those are the things that will make up your individual interview. I do recommend that you dress appropriately for a professional interview. So if you have, wear some nicer clothes. Wear like a nice outfit just to show yourself as a, as a upstanding young man and a professional student, artist. And that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I know that you guys will do well, and I'm excited to hear about how your TriDAC audition goes. And of course, let me know if anything, questions or concerns come up. Thank you.